just let me know whenever you want me to start up the run, and we'll be all good to go.
Yeah, go ahead and do the countdown right now.
Alright, so time is going to start whenever I pass this override screen on the next screen, so I'm going to obviously change the game mode to unstoppable, lower the combat difficulty down to friendly so we can get through the enemies easier, exploration friendly, doesn't really matter, the map isn't too large for this game. So yeah, once I hit A on the screen, the timer's going to start. Alright, 3, 2, 1, here we go.
I got word that Mysterio found some old rock or tablet that was dug up in the construction site. I'm not sure what it is, but if he wants it, I'm sure he's got trouble in mind. This should be easy enough. Alright.
I love this intro. I've ran this game so much, but I just never get tired of it. So, as you might notice, most of my actions at the beginning are going to be me web zipping and web swinging between different places, and what I like about this game is that you're able to kind of transfer where you're going very easily. So just like that, you get to go through like the top half of the first level. Boss is no problem. You don't have to get him down all the way because he goes through the scripted event where he pulls a tablet out and then you just have to rip it away from him.
Conveyor belts? Video game all of a sudden?
So when we get to the later parts of the run, we're going to be doing we're going to be showing off more of the extra combat moves that this game has to offer, but for now, we're just going to be going through the first floor right here. We're going to do a little setup.
For the tablet fragment.
Yeah, you're able to kind of manipulate our Spider-Man for the first like half second roughly, which is like, who's like kind of jumping in that trench coat here. So we're actually on a different Spider-Man now, and the whole kind of theme of this game is that you actually get to control 3 different Spider-Man in 4 different dimensions. So right now we're on Noir Spider-Man, and obviously this is more of a 1930s era. Spider-Man also have different abilities. For example, we were able to open the door back there. It's a pinned object that's normally invisible, but Noir Spider-Man has a superpower that lets him kind of reveal secrets of the environment. We'll set up here for the combat. Kind of like a rolling kick move type thing. A whole lot of web swinging in this kind of first half of the movement. And we are now into the second boss of the we are in the second boss of the game, Boomerang, aptly named. He just throws a boomerang, but we can one-shot him because he's normally built for a Spider-Man that has a lot less abilities, a lot less damage, a lot less momentum. And that's it, one shot.
Excellent work, Spider-Man. But your victory was merely the beginning. You must now pass the tablet to the hero of 2099.
And now we're going to be doing a lot of web zipping in this section, mostly to get through the events in the hammer slam concrete barriers right here. Going to be revisiting this room now that we have this ability.
These guys are up to no good. Take out the trash.
Kind of webbed that guy on accident, but it's no big deal. Gonna also be going for another kind of setup that I believe is frame perfect on this game, which is 30 FPS. It lets you kind of skip the intro cutscene here if you press X on the right frame going through the portal. Oh, I got it! Wow, that's really rare. It saves about 7 seconds if you do it perfectly, but yeah, I get it maybe 1 in every 20 runs. Alright, and then air dash over here. Don't get hit by the electric field, of course. There we go. Alright. Now, for 2099 Spider-Man, his ability that the other 2 Spider-Men don't initially had is this kind of gliding ability by hitting the left shoulder button. You also are able to air dash with it, because some moves are actually exclusively locked by only characters that can glide. And while you're not able to now, and you're not able to for this run, stuff like the 100% run, which I've just kind of recently gotten into running, Spider-Man are able to inherit the other abilities from them by this thing called a conduit that we're going to see right after this Vulture fight. And Vulture, one of the most RNG heavy bosses of the run, but thankfully with our moveset, he's not too big of an enemy. So we're kind of just able to peel off his health here. Alright. Yeah, he's normally not too bad in this mode. So I was talking about a few seconds ago, these are kind of just like gauntlets that send you a few enemies, and you're able to, in this case, this lets 2099 Spider-Man use web abilities, so web zip and web swing like the other ones were. So for the combat trials like that, it's also, in this mode, it's best to normally just hit a few enemies, and instead of going for the initial uppercut move like the other modes, normally drill kick through them, because in this game, for whatever reason, enemies don't register as dead until they hit the ground. So by doing that, by not setting them up in the air, you could, in theory, do a stomp attack on them, but just keeping them close to the ground like that is normally ideal. Kind of ripped them off the wall and did a mid-air combo right there. That's, we actually carefully plan around trying to avoid instances like that, like earlier, where we'll try and like web zip at a slightly slower pace, but it's to avoid doing a combo on the robot spider. A lot of lateral movement in this little section here, and then we're going to be passing off the tablet to regular Spider-Man. Dash over there, just shoot the flying bomb guy, and we're all good.
Once again your turn. Seek the one called
So now at this point, we have to go to another conduit in order to inherit the reveal secrets ability from Noir Spider-Man. So now's probably a good time for like a donation or two.
Yeah, so we don't have any donations going on right now, but it's
all good.
To donate, you can use the PayPal chat itself, but other than that, I have nothing else.
Perfect.
Yeah, so
Kind of tried to go for a few setups right there where you'd swing up, stomp the enemies, and then ground pound into them to like barely get under their health bar. It's the fastest way generally. And then right there, kind of try and avoid the enemies. One thing I haven't explained about momentum is that you do it by, or you attain it by dealing damage to enemies. But since we have it at max, generally I'm gonna try to avoid fighting enemies if I don't have to, because it can create lag real easily. Like, it's not that this game's terribly optimized, it's just like there's a lot to it. So for example, rendering a ton of laser gun explosion particle effects like we're gonna see in the electro elevator fight, that can make the game lag really badly sometimes. It's not unplayable amounts, but it's just like a tiny thing, because we measure the timing in this game in RTA. We have considered doing an IGT, but the ending section for Mysterio and the escape sequence aren't measured, so it's kind of just null.
Robots! Wait, did you just say robots? Robots. No, I'm pretty sure you said robots. Either way, my robots will destroy you.
So this Tinker fight right here is really more of an auto-scroller, because it's not about defeating the enemies like almost any other fight. It's about kind of waiting for these generators to open up, and you can see this happens where these little blue lights in the background, they'll turn red and electrify like that, just like that. So you have a small window to try and damage the generator, and of course the vulnerabilities are able to get here fairly easily. There's also another kind of, not trick, just like an exploit called early release, where sometimes the third generator will just open early for some reason. We don't exactly know how it works, but it's just kind of something we can kind of hope for. Right? That guy almost blew me up with that explosion. They would carefully avoid that.
kicking your robots.
So yeah, sometimes, I believe it's only triggered for some reason when the second generator is on the right. So there's, you know, a chance that we get it here. So this one on the left will just trigger early for some reason. So we're gonna wait for it. Oh, there it is, maybe. Yeah, I believe it went like 2 or 3 seconds early there, so that's pretty good.
But unfortunately for you, I've sold a veritable army of my robots.
2 steps forward, 1 step back. Cool.
And so as the story would have us do it, we're normally supposed to go to Noir Spider-Man and defeat Calypso at this point, which is where the little kind of red exclamation point on the mini-map down there is going to direct us to go. But we're going to do something a bit different now. Whoops. Got a little bit too much speed here. I don't know what hit me. I think the little club by the big yellow robot just kind of flew into me. So, back there, that whole electric field, you're normally not supposed to get over that, but if you time a web shoot really well, you're able to get to the electrified earlier. I'm having a lot of trouble with these robots. You're able to kind of just skip the electric web requirement. So that just saved us, you know, casual, like 3 minutes. Nothing major. So yeah, right now we're gonna go into my least favorite part of basically every run in this game, the elevator fight. 1, it's laggy. 2, these bots decided to have like a level 99 AI all of a sudden. Like, they're very aggressive, I feel like. I mean, I get that it's the end of the game, but generally they're not very fun to play against, especially through electric fields. Shields, usually. So the only way to disarm these guys reliably is to, like, kind of web kick into them, but of course stuff like flying electric balls from the big purple robots can generally get in the way of that, so it's not too fun. So here we're going to be going up against Electro, which I feel is very appropriate given we pass like 300 of those weird, like, shocking walls.
Yeah, sorry I don't have anything more current.
Two could play at that game. Time for some assault and fast.
Gonna see if I can't set up an infinite combo for Electro here. Oh, nice, I got it. And there he is.
Speed down is free of charge.
Congratulations. Now but one piece remains.
Right. So now we're gonna go to Calypso and then
Oh, you mean Mysterio? Yeah, not exactly my arch.
defeat her.
Mysterio has turned illusion
For lack of a
into
better word.
reality, creating his own dimension over which to rule.
There's a roll of events right here, kind of boost along. Events are also kind of funny sometimes. Like any of these kind of like half-height kind of crevices that Spider-Man's able to roll through sometimes, it can get a bit weird. Oh, whoops, I need to go in. There we go, supposed to go up here. Oh dang it, I didn't get it. You're normally able to use the kind of speed booster move that we got from Electro to kind of just dash through the glass barrier up there and then continue it on. But it doesn't lose too much time from not being able to sustain it in the overworld. So now there we go. You're able to just kind of just take your way through that barrier right there.
And among history itself lies your prize.
Alright, and then this area also gets quite laggy for some reason. I'm not sure why, especially this room right here. Yeah, with these flying boomerangs. I think it's because you're just kind of loading the 4 enemies up there as well. So these guys aren't going to be too big of an issue. So normally you're supposed to go through this content to let you glide, but you don't really have to do that. Normally you're supposed to, but we found this setup where you're able to get to this big room right here. So normally there's these kind of walls on top that you're not supposed to be able to yeah, like right here you're not supposed to be able to web swing off of them, but you can at time this as a backup and make your way up there. instead of the intended, you know, gliding route.
You will not interrupt
So this is Calypso. She's kind of like Tinker in the sense that she sends enemies like after you to beat up and then you can damage her. But it's not like the whole generator thing where you have to wait for it to open it. It does a third of the health at a time. It's basically once you defeat them, she's gonna teleport back and then there's a window for you to hit her. Luckily, you know, her health pool's pretty small, so she shouldn't be too big of an issue. And
You shouldn't mess with Voodoo Doll.
Congratulations.
All right.
But do not delay. The fabric of reality is slowly unwinding.
On top.
We kind of just vault our way over here. And then once again, pass over the conduit, so we're not going to be using that this run. The only category where you have to use it and you can't do that setup back there is 100%, because it includes the conduits, but, you know, this isn't that, so we're going to be making our way up to 2099, but we're actually going to cut through here for Amazing for just a sec, because it's easier to go through this kind of corner of the map down here, to go to the upper 2099 portal instead of the intended way of just taking the long route to go to 2099 at the bottom. And we're also going to be coming up on another skip in the run that saves, I believe, 20 to 30 seconds. So we're going to do this kind of weird looking zip down to generate momentum, and then air dodge, and then we barely have enough height to make it up there. So you're not supposed to be able to like kind of cut through up here. You normally just have to take the long way, but we're able to generate momentum to go all the way up and then air dodge on top of it. If you don't have that air dodge, it's really hard, which is what any percent has to do. And yeah, it's like crazy. I never hit it. For some reason he went prone here. So Silvermane is like this kind of like weird cyborg bullet dude. Oh, he's dead already. He would normally have super armor in this fight and then try and throw a ton of explosives at us, but we're able to kind of just, you know, go to town and beat him up before he can do any of that. I did not.
Ooh, I have a question for you. Will you go to Big Jesus' birthday party?
I did not.
Rip.
Oh, we got a few more. These weird kind of like goblin heads. Oh, what's up? So yeah, these weird kind of like look like alien, I guess, looking enemies in the portal are you know, as per the story. They're kind of like Mysterio's like minions, I guess. So we're in this new kind of dimension or whatever, and everything's all weird. It kind of looks like the conduit background. I mean, it kind of is supposed to be that. They're actually going to be seeing more of them with the new enemies from like these kind of conduits or whatever. Like this room. So we're going to be going through a few of these kind of trial by combat rooms. Going to try and get to them as fast as I can. Stack enemies where possible. There we go. These shield enemies are giving me a hard time. Dang it. Alright. These new kind of floating rock enemies right here, they're not too bad unless they float really close to you and emit a kind of poisonous gas. Don't have to worry about that though. Alright, now we're gonna go into this kind of weird puzzle room, but we're gonna break it by going on the ceiling right here, just skipping like 10 seconds of it. So yeah, we use the speed booster, and then yeah, we kind of get to roll through the vent there by that web zip kind of setup. You can actually get a glitch state, which lets you kind of just run in events for a short bit, but it's kind of like weird to set up. Alright, just use the knockback damage of the big green guy to knock out the rock. And then round 2, just that. Stack these guys up, and then we're able to hit them together. Gonna try and juggle these guys where possible. This guy's gonna try and intercept, but I guess a flag gets thrown into his player or something. Doesn't work.
Anyone else?
That room wasn't too big of an issue, thankfully.
Hey, there's an escalator.
I guess Mysterio really likes his puzzle rooms because we're about to go on another one, but luckily we can kind of just zip down, run up the wall right there. For some reason, those walls kind of just let you run up them. Normally you'd have to like kind of set up this weird web swing thing with the conveyor belt sitting up there, but we're just able to skip through that. Alright. That's not good. We're in kind of like the last conduit phase right here, so once again, kind of armed enemies, but it's fine. Alright. And then we are now onto the final boss. So, Mysterio makes his grand return, whatever, but, I mean, generally he would be harder than the initial one, but if we get, this weird thing that we like to call the Michael Jackson glitch, it's a free fight. So, hopefully we can hit it. Nope. Okay. He's being a bit finicky right now. Okay. You're gonna have to play around that big Tropicana orange really carefully. This fight is not going too well. That's all good. So, yeah, there's normally this weird glitch where he kind of just walks in place. Alright, finally got through that. So, as any great Metroidvania does, we'll have a short escape sequence after this, but we defeated the final boss, so, yeah, we got about, like, 1 more minute after this run.
And that's my cue.
Alright.
Your swing, Spidey.
So yeah, we're basically just going to be swinging for like the first kind of portion of this. We're going to run up a wall, and then we're going to use the speed boost that we got from Electro earlier. Kind of just blast through the rest of the level. Alright, so we're just going to sustain this all the way through the last portal. Time ends when I go through one of those weird purple, like, spinning portals that we use to transfer Spiderman. Gonna go for a skip here. That saves about 2 seconds, kind of riding that inner wall and then jumping and then going up top. So we have time in about 5 seconds, and now. Alright.
Thank you, brave heroes. Together, you have saved an untold number of dimensions. These universes owe you.
Well, that's a lot less than my estimate. Wow. I guess we have a lot of buffer room.
Well, maybe I could.
Perhaps someday we'll work together again. You certainly make a spectacular team.
Spider-Man at DS Speedrunning Discord.
Shoutouts to give at all, or?
Yeah, I got a few. I want to shout out Spiderman at DS Speedrunning Discord. I'm in there every so often, get to talk with people that run this game, and then kind of the sister game, Web of Shadows DS. Shout out to Jackson1 for getting me into this game after I saw his ADQ run about 3 years ago, and commentating my run over in Vegas. Shasta for kind of just like developing this game, or being the first person to kind of speedrun it. And yeah, that's it.
Alright, awesome. Thank you so much again for the run, Oof. I'm sure everyone enjoyed that, but wait up for the next run of the event. We got new Super Luigi U, completely different compared to what Oof just ran. We're going from Spider-Man to Mario with NSLU Any% by Saria100. So